Now at 6, a family opens up to KOIN6 just one day after losing their loved one.
He was funny. He had a big heart. He wanted the best for everyone.
The latest on the man charged in his death.
Plus, you can no longer rent e-scooters in Portland, what the Transportation Bureau says it needs before it can make them permanent.
And deep fry a turkey for Thanksgiving? About 5 things you need to know to avoid a house fire.
From the KOIN6 newsroom, this is breaking news.
First tonight, that breaking news. We found out from Portland Fire that a tech rescue team is going to downtown to rescue a man who has become trapped between 2 buildings. We also have a crew headed that way, and when they get there, we will be sure to bring you much more. This is KOIN6 News now at 6 o'clock. I'm Jennifer Hoff.
And I'm Jeff Gianola, and to another big story now. Caught on camera what some call karma. A suspected car prowler running from Clackamas County deputies is hit by his own car.
The wild chase happened late Monday night in Happy Valley. Our Amy Frazier has more from the business park right off Sunnyside, where it all ended.
It all ended at this business park over here in front of this building. The suspect tried to run in front of his rolling car, but didn't make it.
He's bailing.
Dashcam video from the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office shows exactly how it happened. The suspect now has a broken leg. In fact, a deputy had to use a car jack to get the car off of him. The suspect has been identified as 31-year-old Isaiah Gelattley of Vancouver. His mugshot is from about 2 years ago when he was accused of stealing a car with a dog inside in Portland. Monday's incident started around 11 p.m. when a Happy Valley neighbor spotted the suspect trying to break into cars. Deputies found him fully reclined in his car, surrounded by what looked like stolen items. The deputies shone a spotlight into the car. They say he sat up and sped off, leading deputies on a chase at sometimes 100 miles per hour. After a short time, he turned into the business park off of Sunnyside Road, bailed out of his car, and then got hit by his car.
It's one of those things that it's hard to have sympathy for somebody who does that and then runs themselves over.
A Happy Valley neighbor agrees.
Boy, what an idiot. That's all I can think, really.
Deputies were able to get some of the stolen items back to neighbors, things like a tennis racket, a ping pong paddle, and a scooter. We're told the suspect is still recovering at the hospital. After that, it's off to jail. Reporting in Clackamas County, Amy Frazier, KOIN6 News.
A man accused of shooting and killing a teenager inside a home in Hillsborough appeared in court today. 20-year-old Ulises Escobar is now facing a manslaughter charge. Police say he and 19-year-old Luis Diego Hernandez Garcia were in a home off Northeast Grant when a gun went off. Hernandez Garcia then died on scene. We had a chance to speak with his family outside the courthouse today.
He was a great person. And he was going places. And this wasn't supposed to happen.
This wasn't supposed to happen, she said. Officers say that Escobar and Hernandez Garcia knew each other, and there were several friends inside the home at the time.
The man accused of shooting 2 strangers in downtown Portland simply, randomly, appeared in court this afternoon. 26-year-old James Barquette pleaded not guilty to several charges, including aggravated murder, felon with a gun, and robbery. Well, police arrested the Washington man after finding 2 people who had been shot in the head on Monday night. 70-year-old Carol Horner of Portland was found under the Morrison Bridge, and 51-year-old Brian Hansen of Vancouver was shot on the Burnside Bridge. Police found Barquette a few blocks away with a loaded handgun in his waistband. Detectives are still trying to figure out a motive, but for now it appears these were simply random killings.
Police have also identified the pedestrian who was hit and killed on Marine Drive yesterday. Officers say she was 20-year-old Ashley Christine Dale Pullman of Wood Village. Police say that she was on the road around 5 in the morning when a semi-truck hit her. The truck driver is cooperating with investigators, and so far there have not been any arrests or citations.
There's now been a 4th arrest in a Vancouver kidnapping and robbery investigation. Last month, authorities issued an Amber Alert when a mother who's only allowed to visit her daughter with supervision, took her 4-year-old and drove to Mexico. Vancouver police say a 16-year-old girl who traveled with the pair just turned herself in. She's since been extradited back to Clark County. She's now being charged with kidnapping and robbery. 3 other men have also been arrested in this case, but the mother and the little girl are believed to be in Mexico.
Police departments across Southwest Washington call credit card skimming a growing epidemic.
And this latest case happening at the Rocket Market convenience store in Castle Rock. Jennifer Dowling talked to employees there about how difficult these devices are to detect.
The machine, every time they run their credit or debit card, it was sticking.
Employees at the Rocket Market in Castle Rock realized something was wrong with their card reader when customers' cards started getting stuck as they tried to run them through the machine.
I thought there was candy in it or something.
Police say a different clerk tried to clean it and noticed that the card reader was loose. Upon further inspection, they realized this official-looking plastic cover on the reader was actually a well-disguised skimming device.
The gal I was working with actually found it.
The pictures of the skimmer show just how hard it is to tell that this is not the actual faceplate for the machine. In fact, file video from stores nationally shows potential thieves in other states putting skimming devices into place within seconds, often with clerks standing nearby.
There was 2-sided tape in there. You know, they are really gutsy to have to do it right here at the counter because one of us is in here all the time.
This summer, we did a story about a skimming device that was placed on the ATM at a credit union in Warrenton. The devices have gotten so small and sophisticated, it's hard to tell the difference between a cover plate and a fake. Castle Rock police suggest that if you're going to take out that credit card and use it on a card reader, that you be extra cautious. And if you notice anything suspicious, alert employees right away.
It didn't look any different. I walked out there and looked at it and even helped slide a couple cards, and I never noticed any difference other than it stuck.
If you know who might have put the skimmer in here at the store in Castle Rock, make sure to contact police. In Castle Rock, Jennifer Dowling, KOIN6 News.
Let's look outside now and go to Chief Meteorologist Natasha Stenbuck. A lot of folks hitting the road here, Natasha, ahead of the holiday. What's it like out?
Well, if you're doing it right now, it's not too bad. We have some scattered showers, but most of that isolated towards Tillamook, up to Astoria, Seaside, and a little bit of light rain falling right around Newport. But overall today, rain totals have been on the light end. Tomorrow, a different story. We're going to watch those snow levels start to come down to the passes by tomorrow afternoon. Taking a closer look right here, you can see just outside of Forest Grove and out towards Tillamook and also Cannon Beach, we're seeing some heavier showers moving on shore. That'll be coming our direction here shortly, but you can see right now we're dry. Portland all the way up through Battleground and Longview. A few isolated showers just outside of Sandy as you're approaching Mount Hood. Speaking of Mount Hood and all resort locations, yes, we're expecting snow. How much snow? We'll take a look. For instance, a winter storm warning, but that's further south. So Mount Bachelor will probably see the biggest snowfall totals out of anywhere along the Cascade Range. Noticing also offshore gale warnings in effect starting tomorrow, in addition to a high wind warning, but that's more so for the southwest corner of our state. A flash flood watch closer to Medford as you're approaching Grants Pass. We'll have more details on your travel forecast coming up.
All right, Natasha, if you haven't yet, now's a great time to download the KOIN6 News app. It has radar, your hour-by-hour forecast, to keep you updated through the holidays.
We want to go back to our breaking news we first told you about at 6 o'clock because we now have live pictures of what's happening in downtown Portland. We know that a rope rescue was just happening in downtown. Fire crews telling us a man is trapped between 2 buildings at 6th and Alder. So that would be about the north side of Pioneer Courthouse Square, but we're still working to learn to get exact details on what buildings might be involved here.
You know, this is interesting. So we have a person trapped, a man, between 2 buildings, 6th and Alder. And some of you may remember years ago, there was a woman who was trapped between 2 buildings. And we covered that story extensively. They had to knock down some walls to get to her. So a lot of questions here. They're apparently trying to rescue a man trapped between 2 buildings at 6th and Alder. We have a reporter on the scene as well. We'll continue to follow this story closely.
We also have an update now on the 21 young people who are suing the government over climate change. It's all up to the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals as to whether the young plaintiffs will even get their day in court. Right now, we've been telling you that the case is stuck at the 9th Circuit with a stay on trial, meaning lawyers on both sides can continue to prepare while they await a trial date. Now, the government has filed for the case to be appealed before a trial, but but it is up again to the Ninth Circuit as to whether that will best fit the case or whether the case would be best served actually going to trial.
Well, the man with the mission to bring a different kind of homeless shelter to the northwest Portland area is now pursuing another project to help those in need. Developer Homer Williams just launched a GoFundMe ahead of Giving Tuesday. He's hoping to raise $300,000 to bring 2 new mobile shower and laundry trucks to Portland. And when they're operational, he plans to visit schools, churches, and camps across the city to provide showers, clean laundry, soap, towels, personal needs kits, underwear, and warm socks.
The U.S. Capitol Christmas tree is on the move. It left Oregon last week after being selected and cut down from right here in the Willamette National Forest. Now, this is video from a stop at Union Station in Kansas City. Families there got to sign a banner even that's been traveling with the tree. It is expected to arrive then at the Capitol on Sunday. And you can follow along with its journey right now on KOIN.com.
Still to come, e-scooters are no longer zipping around Portland streets tonight because the pilot program's over. But will they come back? What we learned from city officials.
Plus, ahead of Thanksgiving, we have your deep-fried turkey checklist. The do's and don'ts are still ahead. If you wanted to ride an e-scooter in Portland, well, you're too late. The city's 4-month pilot program ended yesterday, and e-scooters have now been pulled from city streets.
Our Gabrielle Carroll has the latest information on what the pilot program ending means for the scooter companies here in Portland. What did you find out, Gabrielle?
Well, there were 3 scooter companies who got permits during the pilot: Skip, Lime, and Bird. The companies wanted the city to extend the pilot. Bird and Lime both making the argument that they had hired people in Portland whose jobs could be at risk. Lime told KOIN6 earlier this month that it had hired 29 full-time employees. And Bird sent an email to City Commissioner Chloe Udaly on November 2nd saying nearly 700 Portlanders had made money charging the e-scooters, and the city had hired 10 to 15 mechanics. Portland Bureau of Transportation spokesperson Dylan Rivera says losing jobs wasn't enough to sway the city to continue the pilot indefinitely.
At this point, this industry has produced minimal number of jobs here, and we're confident that with the millions of dollars in venture capital these companies have raised, that they can take care of their employees in a responsible way.
Lime was not available for an interview today to discuss how its employees would be affected by the pilot ending, and Skip said it wouldn't discuss employee matters. Bird provided a statement saying that removing birds from the city for an extended period of time will also harm the economic value our service provides to local chargers and mechanics. We have already provided more than $500,000 in supplemental income to that community in just 4 months. But Rivera said the city wasn't ready to keep e-scooters permanently. A second pilot could begin in the first half of 2019.
So there's a lot more we have to learn about e-scooter technology and e-scooter use on our streets before we'd be ready to suggest a permanent program for e-scooters in Portland. We need to know if the public will improve its riding behavior, and by that we need everyone to use the transportation system responsibly.
Rivera says the city also wants more data on how e-scooters could help cut back on pollution and carbon emissions. We'll have links to all of our reporting on e-scooters online at KOIN.com. Back to you.
All right, Gabrielle, thank you. The holiday rush is on, especially tonight. Today expected to be the second busiest travel day this holiday week. Sunday after Thanksgiving supposed to be the absolute busiest, but today most people are heading out of town to visit family and friends, and look at the backup on the freeways. Wow. 48.5 million Americans expected to hit the road this year. Now, that's up about 5% and comes despite the highest gas prices since 2014. Gas prices are dropping, but not really much in our area. Yeah. And for those of you planning to deep fry a turkey this year, know what you're doing, because if you don't, it can be a little dangerous.
Yeah, we show this video every year. This morning, Portland Fire gave our Core Harlan a demonstration, and here are 5 tips to remember. Do not overfill your fryer because the grease will spill out. Do not try to cook a frozen turkey because it will catch on fire. Do not try to put out a grease fire with water. That only makes it get worse. And also make sure that you are doing the frying outside, away from any people and pets, and do not fry in places that even have a ceiling, like inside your home or even in a garage.
Because here's what happens. The flames go up, and then they catch whatever's above on fire or the side of your house, and that's how most fires. And the biggest mistake, the fire guys will tell you, people put a frozen turkey in there, and the oil just erupts when that happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the public a service tomorrow by not cooking, so you don't have to worry about fires in the neighborhood. I'm staying right here.
Well, you're busy anyways with the weather.
Yes,
so.
lots of weather to talk about. And if you were not at your destination yet, a lot to consider if you have to travel across our mountain passes. Many of you have asked about the Coast Range. Will I see any snow on some of those coastal passes? The short answer is no. You may see it falling, but you're not likely to see it sticking because we're not going to get that cold. However, let me step out of the picture here. Look at all these watches and warnings. Much of this going into effect starting tomorrow, with the exception of the air stagnation advisory. That's been in effect for the last few days from the Dalles out to La Grande. This continues through tomorrow about noon, and then we'll start to see that air mix out a little bit more so and give you some relief, because air quality has been ranging from unhealthy for sensitive groups over to moderate. Meanwhile, big winds, big snow starting tomorrow. Let's zero in on a couple locations, though. Noticing if you're going to be heading out to Coos Bay, down through Florence, some really strong winds. This is where you'll find the strongest winds. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that high wind warning will be in effect. So what kind of speeds are we talking about? Gusts anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour are possible, but this won't be sustained speeds for the whole day. We're talking about the big rush of wind really coming through in the morning. However, that warning will remain in effect through the afternoon. Also, a winter storm warning in effect for the south end of the Cascades. So if you are going to be taking Willamette Pass 58 over the mountains, this is included in that winter storm warning. That goes into effect tomorrow about 7 o'clock in the morning and lasts through Friday morning. Let's put this map into motion. A whole bunch of rain and snow expected by the time we get to early tomorrow morning. But even this is considered relatively weak compared to what we should be expecting by Thursday evening, Friday. Look at this. Here we go. This is tomorrow just before noon. A lot of rain on the way. This is where we're going to pick up a lot of our totals. Noticing all these areas in red with really heavy rainfall rates. And that transitions over to snow as soon as it hits the Cascades. So snow levels dropping down to the passes by tomorrow night, and could lower even further by Friday morning to as low as about 3,000 or 3,500 feet. Now we're talking about snow for some of your routes out to eastern Oregon as well. Prairie City, Mitchell, Madras. You should be in good shape just dealing with some rain. But some of the heaviest precipitation will be coming through the south end of the state. So we're talking about snow totals as well. Who's going to see the most snow? Most likely areas to the south of Mount Hood and also to the north. We're going to show you that map here in just a second. Here's our front, the first one coming through as we speak. More rain on the way, pretty much right around Tillamook and up through Cannon Beach. Another system. We're really going to have a series of disturbances coming through, but this is what it looks like on satellite and radar imagery. So let's talk about those winds again, because it's not just the south end of the state that will be dealing with some strong gusts. Eugene up through Salem, anywhere from 35 to 45 miles per hour. Portland up to about 30 to 35. This is tomorrow at noon. And noticing there's the frontal passage coming right through. Watch it roll on through. And as it does, we'll see some strong winds too on the eastern slopes of the Cascades as well. Bend, Madras, anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour through Friday. But if you're thinking about Civil War on Friday, 1 o'clock, luckily, the winds shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, if you're also thinking about Apple Cup, also happening Friday, 5:30, a temperature of only 36 degrees, Pullman, Washington, but a chance of showers, wind out of the southwest there. 7-day forecast looks like this. Here we go. Some wet turkeys tomorrow, but in all seriousness, your toughest travel is going to be tomorrow and Friday morning. By Friday evening, we're starting to taper off with those showers. Even Sunday, get a little bit of a break for some sunshine here and there, but then next Monday, we're right back to the rain.
Okay, that's the word on the weather, and Jennifer now has word on the traffic.
Yes, speaking of tough travel, we have been following an accident for about a half an hour now, happening at I-84 and 148th. At one point, all three lanes there on the westbound side were closed, but they are slowly starting to let cars through there on the far left-hand side. Also, one eastbound lane that was closed has also reopened. No word on the condition of the drivers yet, but again, this is causing a huge backup on I-84 at 148th.
And remember, that's the route when you're making your way from the airport into Portland, so there's probably lots of folks waiting for folks to get home. This is the reason why they're not there yet.
Yeah, will no doubt affect a lot of people. We'll be right back.
Next ET, from popular podcast to primetime thriller.
How dare you?
Are you watching me? Only we're on set of Dirty John with Connie Britton and Eric Bana. Next ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on KOIN6.
The Black Friday sale is coming. Big savings at Fred Meyer. Like half-price socks and underwear. Get there early while supplies last and start saving at 5 a.m. Black Friday at Fred Meyer.
Wait, what?
Everyone's excited about the Chevy vehicles at the Chevy Black Friday sales event.
I could get used to this.
Wow. And you will be too when you get 0% financing on our award-winning Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs.
How is that even possible?
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on popular 2018 and 2019 Chevy models. Or make no monthly payments until next year. The Black Friday sales event ends soon.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
No need to lose sleep when you can shop Bedmart's Black Friday preview sale. $68 doorbusters and memory foam starting at just $118. Hot buys store-wide on pillow tops, adjustable bases, natural towel mattresses, and more. Up to 58% off. Beat BedSmart. Shop Bedmart.
Standard TV and appliance Black Friday deals going on now.
Huge price cuts at Standard on appliances and mattresses. Save big on a stainless steel Samsung French door refrigerator, only $9.99. Get a GE front load washer with steam, now only $5.34. Or your choice, get a Frigidaire dishwasher, black or white, for just $2.99. Plus, get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for only $3.49.
Hurry! Black Friday deals end Sunday. Standard TV and appliance.
Visit Lloyd Center on Black Friday and be one of 200 shoppers to stop by the Lloyd Center ice rink on the first level beginning at 7 a.m. to receive a reusable shopping bag containing a Lloyd Center gift card worth $10 to $100.
There's no better way to conquer the Northwest winter weather than in a new Subaru from Car Subaru. Backed with Car's unbeatable lifetime powertrain warranty and 10 years roadside assistance at no extra cost to you. Plus, right now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, when you get a new Subaru, Subaru will donate $250 to your charity of choice. Visit Car Subaru in Beaverton and help share the love this holiday season.
It's so easy finding just the right car. Get a lifetime warranty on a car.
Hi, I'm Sandy with DNF Plumbing. Nobody schedules when a plumbing problem happens, they just happen. So, when you need a plumber and you need one now, call DNF Plumbing. For plumbing problems big and small. Everything from a missing washer to complete home remodels. So when the need arises and you need a great plumber, there's only one thing you need to know. DNF Plumbing. D for drip, F for faucet. Portland's third generation plumbing family since 1927. Call us today.
And this all came from Lazy Boy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's the Black Friday sale. Get 25% off plus 0% interest until January 2022. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
The Black Friday sale is coming. Big savings at Fred Meyer. Like half-price socks and underwear. Get there early while supplies last and start saving at 5 a.m. Black Friday at Fred Meyer.
We're watching out for you at KOIN.com.
Tonight on KOIN6 News at 11, we have more on the rescue that's happening in downtown Portland. We found out a man has been rescued after being stuck between two buildings. Again, this happening in downtown Portland. We're getting some new information from first responders. You'll see that full report tonight at 11.
Okay, here's more on the weather on this big travel night.
More rain again right there at Seaside and some heavier showers arriving early in the morning. More snow on the way. So the toughest travel is going to be tomorrow night through Friday morning. Saturday and Sunday, a little bit of a break before more rain on Monday.
All right, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. But up next, the CBS Evening News.